What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. So in a few minutes, Casey will be home, and today we're going to look at what might be our new car. Now, this won't be my first time seeing the car in person. I actually saw it yesterday for the first time. I was just driving through town heading to Walmart, and I spotted it in the back of their lot. So I had to stop in and just see what was going on. Got to talking to them, got a price out of them, and it's a good deal. Now, the car does need some work. It's not perfect, but I think it's perfect for the channel. And I know I had said we either wanted a truck or an SUV for wintertime, but when you see this car, I think this is like the perfect package for the channel for wintertime. Like, when you see the car, you'll kind of understand. My Uber has arrived. I think you're looking good. All right, we are here, and behind the camera is looking like the new winter beater slash daily. It's not really like a beater. There's a little bit of damage in the car, but there she is. It's a Volkswagen. Are you surprised at all? Because I'm not. I said I wanted a truck or SUV, but I mean, like, I happened to see this, and I don't know. The price point is so incredibly cheap. It's a cool color. And let me show you the back. Let me show you why it would be the winter beater. If we look right here, bam. She is indeed a 30 valve V6 4Motion. So all-wheel drive car, again, good for the winter time. It does have some damage on the driver's side, which is why it'd be more of a beater. The car's not perfect. I mean, I think it went through and actually like polished the paint. It would look pretty good. This side of the car, there's no damage I can see, but on the driver's side, they had a little bit of issue there, and a little bit of issue on the door there, and a little bit on the back door, and then a little bit on the quarter right here. So the car body-wise isn't perfect, but again, as a winter beater, I don't care about the car quite as much because the body-wise isn't perfect. But again, V6, all-wheel drive, has heat, leather interior, sunroof. It is automatic. There are a few things that aren't perfect in the car, which I'll show you guys in just a minute, but it runs no problem, idles fine. What you thinking in there?
I like it.
It's not bad. And hell yeah, it's got the wood in there already. It's missing the wood steering wheel, but it has the wood accent pieces. I don't love the tan interior, but the tan does complement the blue quite well. This is actually shadow blue metallic, which is actually a beautiful color. Look at that. Really nice color. I think would polish up well. So overall, not a bad car. Again, all-wheel drive for wintertime. It's got heat, it's got leather, it's got heated seats. So there she is. This might be the new winter beater. All right, so let's hop in here and give you the tour of the inside. Again, tan leather. They are memory power, just like the ones I had in my VR6 wagon, which this car here is a 2004 Passat GLX, so same model as my VR6 wagon. So it has like the heated seats, some memory, climatic control, all that kind of cool stuff. But again, the wood, it's in great shape too. Use the wood like crack, but this is all super, super nice. I wish it was manual, but it's still 4Motion, has a wood interior, still pretty cool. So let's close this. Let's turn around real quick. Now I will say we do have one light, well, two lights on the dash. We have replaced the brake pads because they are like gone, and also our engine light is also on. I did bring VCDS to check that out, but I was here yesterday. The car ran for like, I don't know, 30 minutes straight. Idles perfectly fine, no weird hiccups, so that's cool. And then again, brake pads, but that's really easy to replace. The AC in this car blows ice cold, which is super nice, and then it has obviously the heat, the radio, all the standard. On the inside of this car, even though it's Passat, it's very Mark IV. Like, this is the same as a Mark IV. I think the regulators inside are the same. For the most part, inside of this car is very, very similar to how the Mark IV is. It's underneath of the Passats where the differences happen, where the subframe's different. This car is 5x112 versus 5x100. The knuckles are different, all that kind of stuff underneath this car is very different from a Mark IV, but interior wise, a lot of the parts are mostly the same. Again, this is a 2004 GLX model with a V6 4Motion. Has 141,000 miles on it, which, I mean, I don't know. For miles on cars, I don't really care too much for miles as long as the car has been maintained in that period of time, usually it's good. Now things like wheel bearings, suspension components can start wearing out after time, but for the most part, the miles in this car really don't concern me, and it's not too hot, I don't think. So with that, I don't necessarily mind. And again, the car runs super smooth. It does have the very common B5.5 facade oil leak all by the valve cover onto the car, all that kind of stuff, but I don't see any like current drips. It's just kind of like saturated under there, so I gotta go through and definitely do valve cover gaskets, clean all that up. All the windows work but the back right one, so probably a regulator back there. But again, for the most part, the best part, I didn't tell you yet, the best part of this car, they said I could have it for $1,000. So I mean, like, $1,000 for a 2004 V6 4Motion car with the heat, with the leather. It might need some work, but again, that's perfect for the channel and what we already do. So I don't know, I think it's a pretty no-brainer kind of deal. The car runs very well. I don't hear any weird noises from the engine area. And again, the biggest thing for wintertime is all-wheel drive, and it has heat and heated seats. So I think, I don't know, it's looking pretty good so far. All right, so I've told you a lot of good things so far. The price point, the heat, all-wheel drive, it's a Volkswagen. Those are all very good things. The few bad things, obviously damage the left side of the car, but we could replace the body panels if I really wanted to, or just get a big mallet and kind of hammer the dents out. They're not like through the paint, but I think the ones in the fender, we probably could just bump those out a little bit, make it look not quite as bad. But again, as a winter beater, having the car being not perfect kind of makes a whole winter beater thing, you know, the winter beater, and not turning this car into a nice polished, lowering it down, put wheels on it, that kind of stuff. So there's body damage. Aside from the body damage, we have the oil leaks in the engine bay. I don't know the current service history, and I don't know when the timing was done last, but on these cars, the timing is super easy. It's on the front side of the engine. It's very similar to how the 1.8T is. It has the cam chains on the back side, and then on the front side of the engine, you like pull the front of the car off, open everything up, and you do the timing very easy. I talked with Charles, the humble mechanic, for a while, because he has a video actually on these cars of the failure points, but he said he can do the timing on this car in about an hour. So honestly, we have a couple months before winter's even here. We have plenty of time to go through, fix the car up, change things, address things. So if I have to do the timing on this car, really not a big deal. Again, the car is so cheap to get. I mean, to have to do timing, just make sure that I know the car is serviced and up to date, I don't mind doing that. And the last thing, which might be the biggest thing, this car is automatic, as you can see here. When you put the car into drive, look at foot off the brake, nothing happens. It feels like it's not fully engaging, but if I put it over here, and you can see on the bottom, it goes into one right there. The car, you can see, moves no problem. So when I have it in the sport mode over here, the plus and minus, I can go through all the gears 1 through 5, no problem. The car also goes into reverse, no problem, and it goes into low 2, 3, and 4, no problem. So I think it's an issue with the linkage for just the drive mode itself, where the car's not fully engaging, because when I have the car over here and I'm driving it and shifting, it shifts no problem. It's very smooth. Everything engages how it should. So I think maybe just possibly like a transmission flush, or if I have to go through and maybe change the linkage out or adjust it a little bit. I'm not fully sure how this necessarily works. I don't have many automatic cars. Actually, don't have any automatic cars at all, so I'm not quite sure exactly how the system works. But if you have to drive the car in the sport mode the entire time, or just the manual mode of the car, really not a big deal. Again, we only need this car for like one winter time, and I think this would do pretty good. Plus, being all-wheel drive and a V6, these things sound really good with an exhaust. We can have some all-wheel drive drifting action going on, which would be really fun. Again, I wanted a truck or an SUV, but I think this car right here is perfect for us. It's super cheap. It's a good project car for the channel. It's still a nice car. We can do an exhaust in the car. We have some fun in the snow. I think this is it. Again, I wanted a truck or an SUV, but I think this is it. Let's go ahead, pop the hood. The hood strut's blown out, so you gotta hold it. Yeah, she's blown out. What?
There's no arm? Oh no.
Yeah, it's just a hood strut.
Yeah, we can just order one of those. That's easy.
Yeah. So a little leaky around power steering. Wow, the engine runs crazy smooth, and there's no like weird ticks to it. You hear. Your standard 30 valve basic 4Motion. I think it has 190 horsepower, and then again, all-wheel drive automatic. Probably losing a lot of that power, but still a good power plant for the car, I think. You can smell oil burning a little bit, but again, probably the valve for gaskets, but all that we can take care of. The car itself though, it runs great. I believe the batteries are already new. They said the brakes were done, but like the rear brakes are pretty much gone, and the front seated as well, but that's very easy stuff to take care of. And again, if we have to do timing, it's all right here in the front, and on the back of the heads, not a big deal. But overall, I mean, it's a cool car, I like it. Like, it's a winter beater, but like, it's still a cool car, I think. Like I said, a little bit of a mallet, try and pop it back out, or honestly, just get a whole new fender, a door. It's really not a bad looking car. I've always liked this year Passat. And again, it's got the V6 in it, it's a 4Motion. It's not a VR6, but it does sound pretty similar. I like it. We'll have to figure out the whole putting the car into drive issue, but as long as the car moves no problem in the manual mode, I don't mind. And again, reverse works, low 2, 3, and 4 work, and it's got the chrome trim on it. Woo! You know what I'm thinking already? Coilovers, Bentley wheels, we polished the paint. It's got the fog lights. It's actually not missing the front lip, which is huge. It's got the front lip, it's got the fog lights, has the front plate holder, has paint matches, pretty cool. Headlights need a serious restoration. Yeah,
This is a new key fob. This key fob's old.
Yeah, key fob battery is non-existent. This door sticks a little bit if you pull, like, not very hard. You gotta give it a little. Oh, you lock it? Oh, you locked it. Wait, you locked it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There we go. You gotta give it a little yank because it's all dented through there. But again, pull the door card off, try and pop that back out. You know, project. It's got leather, love leather, all-wheel drive, V6. It needs an exhaust. The paint's a beautiful color. I'm thinking this is it. And then give you guys one last look at the interior. There's stuff everywhere. I said this car just came in, I think yesterday, the day I stopped in here, so like perfect timing. But the car is still full of like trash. There's a jacket in here. There's actually 3 plates over here. Look at this. 3 North Dakota plates. Just chilling. Hopefully I keep these, that's kind of cool. Just water bottle. There's this stuff, some pressed stone. Ooh, hopefully that's not what they put in the car though. Oh, it's de-icer. Okay, winch water, good. I don't ever use pressed stone as coolant for these cars, only the pink stuff. Thankfully, that's just winch washer fluid, so that's fine. But needs a definite cleaning. But again, the seats, granted covered in garbage, they're not torn. All the leather's in pretty good shape. Only the driver's seat has a bit of cracking in the middle, but again, nothing's torn. Door cards are in good shape. All this is still here. I'm surprised this wood's not more cracked than it is. Normally this is all cracked to pieces. These are all cracked to pieces. So yeah, there she is. 04 Passat GLX V6 4Motion. And I'm really excited for it. Really excited. And then one last look under the hood. Again, our hood strut blown out, non-existent, but again, easy replace. You can't smell it, but the scent of burning oil is very present here, and under the car is very saturated, but it runs super smooth, starts right up. There's no ticking, there's no knocking, there's no weird sounds at all. And aside from the engine light being on, I wouldn't think a single thing is wrong anywhere in here. So there she is. Battery's back up in there. It's not bad. Let me show you the car fast. You can kind of see down here. Let me brighten it up. You can see right there on the power steering line, it's kind of saturated, and over by the oil filter housing as well. But the pan itself looks fairly clean. Something's hanging over there. Looks like a bracket for the exhaust maybe. But overall, not bad. I do know with these cars, with the like 4-link or like 5-link suspension, it's way more complicated stuff on these cars than a Mark IV, and way more failure points. But driving the car around, there's no knocking, there's no squeaking, nothing in the suspension. So hopefully we get lucky and all the stock arms can just stay in there, because like there's a bunch. Look at this, like just overly complicated stuff. There's like 2 uppers, 2 lowers, just a bunch of look at that. There's a bunch of nonsense going on up in there, but none of it's squeaking. So hopefully none of it's blown out, and we can just leave that alone. We'll have to get some winter tires on it, but handful of things, small little winter project, and She's ready for the all-wheel drive snow drifting, which I'm excited for. Give you guys one final walk around. And again, I love this color. Shadow blue metallic. Really, really nice. A couple bigger scratches on the hood. Not too big a deal. I think this side is virtually damage free. There might be one dent right there in this door, but for the most part, this side is pretty much good to go. Trunk top is good. A couple small dents maybe from hail in there. I'm really hyped that all the chrome trim's in good shape. That's always cool to see. And then my left tail light has a small crack in it, but all easy stuff I can get. I'm kind of tempted to get like a Euro trunk for it and like Euro bumpers, but it just needs to be the winter beater. But I'll be honest with you guys, it might turn into more of like a save it, make it nice kind of thing. It'll still get driven through winter time, but if it makes it through winter time and it's still in good shape, she might be a keeper. So I think with all of that being said, the plan is to come back tomorrow, pay for the car, and take it home. Now, they are still waiting on the previous owner to draw off the title, which could happen today or tomorrow morning, but he's gonna text me and let me know. But I think we found ourselves a pretty good car. And again, very fitting to find this kind of car, another Volkswagen, a 4Motion here in Minot, because Volkswagens out here are very, very few and far between. So to find one like this, I think it's a pretty cool spec of a car. The blue's awesome. Being a GLX model, the V6, it's like the perfect car for us. Again, it's not a truck, it's not an SUV, but I still think it'll be perfect for wintertime here. So again, hopefully come tomorrow, we drive this girl home. Ooh. I'm excited. And I just want to add, I know with this car, buying it so cheap, buying it as is, there are going to be issues we'll have to fix with this car, but it's what we do here. So again, I think this is the perfect car for us. And it's a V6, not a VR6, but it's close. So we are back home now. Unfortunately, I haven't heard back yet about the title, so they didn't get it today. Hopefully tomorrow morning it shows up. That way tomorrow afternoon, maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, we can go back, buy the car, get all the paperwork done, and bring it home. But if they don't have the title tomorrow, we have to wait until they actually have the title of the car before we can buy it and all that kind of stuff. So it might be home tomorrow, it might be later in the week. It shouldn't take too long because they just got the car, and I think yesterday or the day before. So I hadn't even like processed the car at all, and I was like, ooh, I want that. Thankfully, they wanted to sell it. And again, $1,000 for an 04 Passat GLX. Needs a little bit of work, but I think it would be the perfect winter daily, and it's gonna fit right in with the rest of our cars. So I think it's a good score. I'm just stoked we found such a cool Volkswagen for a great price here in Minot. Because again, Volkswagens out here are few and far between. The only one I've seen for sale in town, there's like a 2017 Volkswagen Alltrack at the Chevy dealership, but they want $24,000 for that. And it's a very, very nice car, not so you want for winter time. So that's out. But other than that, there's like no Volkswagens hardly anywhere around here for sale. So to find this one and have all the cool options is just, it's a cool score. So if you have a Passat B5.5 and you're looking for some content here on YouTube of Passats, I got you. Very, very soon we have to do front and rear brakes, maybe some suspension stuff. I know for a fact I have to do valve cover gaskets and track down all the oil leaks, maybe an oil pan gasket. I'm not sure just yet. We'll probably go through and do the timing as well, just because it's very easy in that car, so I might as well just knock it out. Unless they tell me it's been done recently, then we can leave it alone. But for my peace of mind, I'll probably just go through water pump, timing belt, knock all that kind of stuff out just so we know the maintenance is done and nothing to worry about. And then after that, we might try and do a little bit of body work on those fenders, just try and bump those dents out. And a new tail light in the rear. Other than that, it's kind of good to go. Oh, also we have to check and see why when I put the car in drive, it doesn't go like fully engaged. You can feel the car kind of pulling, but not really going. Once you put it over into the manual mode, it grabs no problem, shifts fine. So got to figure out that issue. It might be as simple as like a trans flush and then it's good to go, or maybe the linkage is messed up. I'm not 100% sure. I never really messed with that automatic transmission, so that'll be a new thing for me, but we'll learn together. Other than that, the car is pretty solid. Like I said, it runs, drives, all-wheel drive, heat, AC. Pretty much good to go. And I've already been looking over for lip kits and wheels and suspension, things I definitely don't need for a winter beater, but you know how these things go. You get a car like, oh, I could just put some wheels on and I can do this, and it just spirals from there. But I think it's a very, very cool car. I think it'll be a super solid car, and I'm excited for it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.